This is the award-winning Lee Pitts Live.
Brought to you by the North Law Firm. For car accidents and negligent security cases, call Joe at 239-337-1191. By Southwest Florida Crime Stoppers, where you can report crimes and get paid with nobody knowing your identity. Call 1-800-780-TIPS. By Solomon's Air Conditioning Incorporated. No matter what the weather condition is outside, have it your way inside. 239-693-1569. And by Lee Health.
Southwest Florida, you're looking live at a spectacle of huge proportion. We're here at the Lee County Black History Museum, one of the preeminent museums here in the southern part of the state of Florida. We encourage everybody to come out and visit. We're in the Williams Academy, which was the first school, the only school in the early 1900s that African Americans could attend before integration. So we're so thrilled to be here during Black History Month. We have a fabulous show in store for you here on the award-winning Lee Pitts Live. We'll get a chance to talk to Tracy McMillian, chief of the Fort Myers Fire Department, along with some other firefighters who will be joining us. Tim Jones, Lincoln Roberts, and Chastity Norman all will be a part of this show. And later on, we'll get a chance to talk to Michelle Happer, the new diversity director for Lee Health. All that's happening on Lee Pitts Live. Keep it locked. We'll be right back.
PAL is here. The Fort Myers Police Athletic League, or PAL, as it is popularly called, is an important part of Chief Diggs' community engagement initiative to bring sports programs to young children and teenagers that promote strong character, positive life skills. Sports include football, basketball, and boxing programs. There's also cheerleading. For more information, contact Senior Program Coordinator Keith White at 239-896-7191 or email him at dwight@fmpolice.com.
Sick and tired of sitting in traffic staring at the back end of the car in front of you? Sick of burning through hundreds of dollars worth of fuel each month? Tired of dishing out more and more money to fix your car just to have it break again? Ride Letran and leave the driving to us. Whether you want to go shopping, go to the beach, or commute to work or school, let Letran get you there. It's just $1.50 per ride. Check Letran's routes, maps, schedules, and discounted rates at rideletran.com. That's rideletran.com. Letran, your ride is here.
Servicing Southwest Florida for over 30 years, Solomon's Air Conditioning Incorporated is your leading family-owned and operated air conditioning company. There's no job too big or too small. Solomon's Air Conditioning Incorporated is here for you. We have maintenance contracts and financing. For additional information, visit our website, follow us on social media, or call the office at 239-693-1569.
Remember, no matter what the weather is on the outside, have it your way on the inside.
Solomon's Air Conditioning Incorporated.
Service you can count on.
In Southwest Florida, a baby is born every 9.5 minutes. False. In Lee County, a family gets a new puppy every 9.5 minutes. False. In America, a person is infected with HIV every 9.5 minutes. Unfortunately, true. Learn the truth about HIV. Be positive you're negative. Get tested. If you are positive, get treated. For more information about testing and treatment, contact the McGregor Clinic in Fort Myers, 334-9555.
Southwest Florida, welcome back to Lee Pitts Live. We're so thrilled to have him here in the studio as a sitting chief of the Fort Myers Fire Department, Tracy McMillian. Welcome to Lee Pitts Live, man.
Glad to be here again. Thank you.
It's good to get you here, and I'm going to do my level best to refer to you as chief, even though you're a man of the people and I've known you so long, and I think that says a lot about you as a person. How's that going to be when You okay with everybody calling you Tracy still?
Yes, I am Tracy, and that's one of the things, regardless of what titles change or things happen, I am who I am. So someone calls me Tracy or affectionately T-Mac, it's all love. So it don't have to be called Chief to
even around the fire department. Tracy, now I have a unique perspective in the sense that I've seen you come through before you were as decorated as you are. You were on my show back in the early 90s. I saw you get all these promotions over the years. You would come on my show constantly educating people as a paramedic, as a fireman, paramedic, all these different titles. They couldn't have picked a better person. Now, at what point during that lineage of your ascension did you start saying, maybe I can be a chief one day, or did that enter your mind early on?
It didn't. So my goals were, like say, was company officer or be a training officer or something of that nature. That was the pinnacle of my career, man. If I could just be in training, if I could just do something like that, or be a company officer, or have my crew that we work with and things like that. That's where my goals. But sometimes your paths, sometimes there's more in you that needs to get brought out for the greater good. So even today, it's not something I say, I should have been the chief a long time. Mm-hmm. That's not what comes from me. I'm just so humbled and honored to have this title, and my goal is to do the best by it, and do the best by the people I serve, meaning that of the people inside the department, the community we serve, and the city of Fort Myers. So,
even when you used to come on the show way back in the day, in the 90s, and throughout that process, you were always training people, always trying to encourage people to consider the firefighter, being a fireman as a career opportunity. Now you're in the position to open up opportunities for people for employment, and we're going to get a chance to talk to some of your fighters in the second part of the show. But tell me about that passion of recruiting people.
Yeah, so I think it all stems from that what's ingrained in me, that innate desire to train. So as a fire chief, it doesn't change. So each and every day that I come to work is a day to train someone, inspire someone, develop someone, encourage someone. So it just gives a bigger platform. And it also gives an opportunity to set up different ways to actually reach and develop our organization to become even that much better. So one of the things we just recently did, the job position just closed, we did a little different take on a fire inspector position, something in the fire service that a lot of people don't even know is a job. And so what we did was we said, let's strip away all the educational requirements and put it out there, so this way we can possibly grow some people, get good people, stuff that you can't teach, stuff that you can't train, that good character, and then put them through school and teach them the city of Fort Myers way of fire inspecting and give different jobs. And we're able to go out and actually cast a net. We're able to actually bring on 4 people with diverse backgrounds that will be an asset to our organization and even an asset to our city. So those are different ways that we can think outside the box of how we can build our fire department, maybe differently than the way it's traditionally may have been done.
And you have said it unapologetically that you want the fire department to be more community oriented, to get out into the community. Even to this day, I see them walking on foot a lot at community events. I bumped into Tim and different people walking downtown. I'm like, what are you guys doing walking around? They got on a T-shirt and they're just mingling and observing.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
It's our goal and mission. With anything that we do, there's 4 tenets that we're trying to do, and that's going to be promote, preserve, protect, and prevent. These are things that we want to try and do as a fire department. And all those aspects, if we get into our communities, if we get into our different areas, we go to art walk or music walk, or this weekend, coming up, there's going to be an MLK walk, and we are show a presence that we are your fire department. We're here to serve you. And that's what it is, it's customer service. So if you think about when you go to a restaurant, when that server comes by and fills your glass and does these things, he checks on you, hey, how you doing? That's what we're trying to do as a fire department. We want to have communication and interaction with you before an event.
Based on the way the fire department is set up right now, how quickly can a person expect a fire truck to get to them in case of a fire in the city of Fort Myers? What's the time?
So the golden standard is roughly about 5 to 6 minutes, and we have some areas, and we're doing some more introspective looks at our response matrix, how quickly we can get places, and we're getting data on that using some GIS maps and trying to make sure our station placements are where they need to be. But overall, in the city of Fort Myers, on an average, we can probably get there roughly about 6 minutes to pretty much all places as an average.
Sesame Street this for me. To become a firefighter, do you have to be able to carry a person weighing a certain amount of pounds, a certain amount of feet, and certain amount of speed, a certain amount of strength, height, and all these types of things that we see in the movies.
Yeah, so when you look at, what's required by the state of Florida, as a Florida, fire department, what's required? They have a test that they do, and a physical test as well as an academic test. But what really boils down to is we're tactical athletes. Just like a paid professional athletes, we truly are. Because when those tones drop and there's an emergency, you're expecting those individuals that arrive on that fire apparatus to be able to get off and physically, mentally, emotionally be able to do the job that's there. So what we try to do, going back to training, is teach our folks to be able to move different size people, different weights, and depending on your body style, that individual, that firefighter, there's a technique and a way to teach you. So we can't teach everybody all the same.
Gotcha.
My body size may not work, or my style of doing may not work for someone with a different body style. So what we try to do is actually find out how can we teach you to do that. So one of the biggest things that we can't teach is that heart. So if someone has heart, desire, and a willingness to learn those techniques and the drive not to give up, man, we can work with you. So
now, as a chief, are you still? You would not be hands-on anymore. You have to train your mind, your thought process. Now you can't
Brother,
go.
It's a fight.
You
It's
can't
a fight.
go running out.
It's a fight.
That's what I know. I know you want to go running out there game buster, but you got to sit back now and just see the big picture. Has that been an adjustment for you already?
Yeah, it's a struggle. And it's a struggle because being out there in the community and doing the job. I'm still a firefighter at heart.
Right.
It's in my heart, and when the guys go out and train, I try to take all this off and put on my t-shirt and go train with them, and I long for that. And that's a great opportunity for me to still, feel, what's going on out there in the real world, as well as a good opportunity for the folks that I serve to see me out there sweating just like they're sweating. I think as a leader, it's important for me to show I'm willing to do what you're doing. If you're willing to get out here in 90-degree weather and sweat and work hard, guess what? I need to do the same thing. But for the day-to-day, we got great people that are running these calls. I trust them with all my heart. So to be able to say, hey, look, they got it, that's something that I have learned to actually do, and just trust them.
And we're going to get some safety tips from your next group that's coming up. We have 3 of your fighters who are here. But before we do, one of the things over the years, you have not been bashful about diversity and inclusion and having a fire department that reflects our community. When we're looking at you now, of course, you're a history maker as the first African-American in that position here in the city of Fort Myers. What's your thoughts around implementing and recruiting a wide range of people?
Right. I think, in any organization, if we have diversity, it's going to actually make that organization better, as well as going to make the service that you provide better. Because there's different, upbringings, there's different lives, there's different, socioeconomic things that all come into this little, sphere of how we make decisions and how we actually provide our service model to our community. If we're linear or unifocal in how we actually, make these decisions, it's not going to be effective. So one of our goals, and it's been one of the long-standing goals, is trying to make our fire department more diverse, to have different genders, different races, different ideologies and things like that, to be able to come in and be able to serve, just like the military. Look at how diverse the military is, and they provide a great service to our country. And so one of the things, just as a fire service, we want that. City of Fort Myers Fire Department, we want that diversity. We want anybody, regardless of what box you're in, at some point in time to be able to see you reflected in our fire service. How cool is it when someone opens up the door and you see yourself coming off the fire truck? Someone who looks like you. And we find when we're trying to deliver that service model, that those individuals sometimes can have that quicker connection. Other staff can as well, but you can sometimes have that quicker connection when that person is like you to some degree.
Man, we're so fortunate to have you in the community, and of course, the television show will be here for you to continue to get that message out. And we're going to go to a break. When we come back, we'll talk to some real firefighters who actually do work now. So the saying goes on this particular show, for those who say it can't be done, they're usually interrupted by those like my good friend, Chief, now Tracy McMillian, who are doing it. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Dr. William Glover, Senior Pastor of Mount Hermon Ministries.
And I'm Pastor Cheryl Glover, First Lady and Business Administrator.
Mount Hermon is a progressive ministry with contemporary praise and worship, life-changing teaching from the Word of God, and opportunities to serve the kingdom of God and our community in tangible ways.
The Dew of Hermon Early Learning Center serves children, infants to 4 years old. Our programs include Early Head Start, VPK, school readiness, and free meals for every child.
For adult learners, join us at Life Christian University, where you can earn an associate, bachelor's, master's, or doctorate degree in several ministry-related fields.
We are Mount Hermon Ministries,
having a redeeming influence in our community. Come join us.
Have you or a loved one been the victim of crime at an apartment complex or shopping mall or nightclub? If you think that crime could have been prevented, then you may have a case. Call me, Attorney Joe North, at 239-337-1191.
AIDS Healthcare Foundation has over 30 years of experience providing cutting-edge medicine to our patients, regardless of their ability to pay. Our Fort Myers location offers a wide range of services, from easy access support groups and case management to advanced HIV treatment and testing. We've got you covered. Our one-stop shop model includes all healthcare and pharmacy facilities and one easy-to-access location. We even offer Ryan White services, HCV testing, and additional support services. AIDS Healthcare Foundation is honored to be a part of the Fort Myers community. Call 239-337-2391 or visit hivcare.org today.
Mosquitoes will bite day and night, so protect yourself with these tips. Keep mosquitoes outside by shutting doors and covering windows with screens. Use EPA-approved insect repellents anytime you're outdoors. Cover your skin with long sleeves and pants. Mosquitoes lay their eggs in water. Just a bottle cap of water is all they need. So drain, refresh, or cover anything around buildings that can hold water at least weekly, and put away outside items that aren't being used. A message from the Florida Department of Health.
Full disclosure, I'd like to say that Tim is my fraternity brother, Phi Beta Sigma, along with the chief, and that's full disclosure. We won't hold that against you, okay? Let's start. Let's see, we have a camera on you, Tim. Let's go with, first of all, the whole idea of safety in our households as it relates to fire. What are some basic things people should do that they don't do to make their house safer?
We can say something as simple as changing the batteries in your smoke detector twice a year. Something as simple as that. When the time change, you want to make sure that you change the batteries in all your smoke detectors to make sure that they're still operable and working to the best of their ability. A lot of times we go into homes and you hear that chirp in the background, chirp, 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 right. Chirp. They become so immune to that sound so they don't understand, how that could hurt them.
Okay.
So just changing your smoke detector batteries twice a year is something that could definitely help you out in times of fire.
Chastity, another tip.
Sure. I would say when you go to sleep, you should close your doors at night because it helps decrease the spread of fire.
So while you're asleep, close your bedroom door.
Right.
Block yourself out from the rest of the house.
Right.
And then if a fire happens, how does that make a difference?
Well, if there's a fire going on in another room and your door's closed, it's less likely to come into your room.
I see.
Because fire is going to always go for oxygen. It's chasing oxygen.
If a fire is in somebody's house or business, I watch TV, backdraft and all that stuff. So they get on the floor and crawl under the smoke and all. They tell me how that works.
Yes, you should crawl because heat rises. So if it's hot, you're not going to want to stand up anyway. You're going to feel that heat and you're going to instinctively, you're going to get down. But you want to get down because smoke rises as well. So your best visibility is going to be at ground level.
Let's go to, I see Fort Myers Fire Department firefighters walking around sometimes, like that T-shirt when you came in, Tim had on that T-shirt. I see you guys walking around in the community a lot. What are you doing there?
Well, it depends. There's a lot of things we'll be doing. One of the things that's been implemented is on weekends, we go around and we now install smoke detectors in the homes of people who don't have them. So we call it Safety Saturdays. So on a Saturday, we'll go out and we'll knock on doors in the community and, hey, you have 5 smoke detectors in your house, and if people don't have them, we install them free of charge.
That's the point I wanted to make. It's absolutely free. And I think you can get up to 3 per house.
Yep.
So my house with 15 rooms, I could only get 3 free ones.
On a minimum, 2 per house.
Okay, so I got to buy the other 12. But that's cool. That's cool. Joe got a kick out of that. Oh my goodness. No people, I don't have 15 rooms at the crib. All right, we're down to 10. Hey, let's go back to you, Chastity. Females and firefighter females, what kind of comments you get from people who know that you're a firefighter? They look at you and they go like, "You a firefighter?" They must be pretty cool for females to see you, especially little girls.
Oh yes, when I see little kids, it's really cute because they're always like, "Oh my gosh, you're a firefighter," and they're just so amused by it, which I love. And I always try to tell them, like, "Hey, you can do this too. Just gotta work hard."
Have you got a chance, this is to all of you, got a chance to talk to the youth, get into the schools and things like that? I know when I was a kid and a firefighter came to the school, it was like a big deal.
Right, I was the one in the costume, you know, my gear, dressing up, and going around telling kids that they don't have to be afraid of it, because a lot of kids are scared when we get into our bunker gear.
Okay.
So we usually go to the schools and do that.
What's that like for you to talk to the students?
Well, they're really excited. They're really excited, and sometimes they're shocked because, you know, you see a black firefighter come off the truck.
You don't have to whisper black firefighter. The microphone.
I didn't mean to whisper. I didn't mean to whisper, but you know, it was kind of like that. I went into the kids, they go into awe.
Oh, they're seeing a black firefighter.
They go into awe. They see a black firefighter come off the truck, and you can see the shock in their faces.
Right, that's beautiful.
And they'll come talk to you, you know, you're a firefighter. Yeah, you can be a firefighter too.
And for them to see that, all races, to see all races as doing all things, that's a message within itself. Right, Tim?
That's correct. I've been fortunate enough to have an opportunity that was offered to me by Chief McMillian when he was in the training division at the Fire Academy, where I run a high school that has the Fire Academy within it. So I'm able to offer that opportunity to them earlier and let them see exactly what it is that they can get into. So it's a great opportunity that I'm able to be a part of.
Well, it's been a pleasure to have all three of you here at the same time. Look forward to seeing you in the future. And for those who say it can't be done, they're usually interrupted by those like these fine firefighters for the Fort Myers Fire Department who are doing it. We'll be right back.
A smile on the face of a child can say a lot, like I'm safe, I'm happy, or I'm loved. Yet there are hundreds of children in our community with little to smile about. Their homes may have been disrupted by drugs, violence, abuse, or neglect. Won't you please welcome a child into your home as a foster or adoptive parent? A little change in your life can mean a big change in the child's life and put a smile back on their face. Become a foster or adoptive parent. Call the Children's Network of Southwest Florida toll-free at 1-855-933-KIDS.
Southwest Florida, you caught me. Just before I do any of my television shows, I always read the community press so I can know what's going on in Southwest Florida. So Lee Pitts for Lee Pitts Live reads the community press, and you should too. The award-winning Lee Pitts Live is brought to you by the School District of Lee County, where their goal is to be a world-class school system, and by the award-winning Holiday Inn Fort Myers at Town Center. Is the place to go for all your hotel, banquet, and business needs. Southwest Florida, welcome back. We're so thrilled to get here. Michelle Happer, not to be confused with Harper. So thrilled to get you here, Director of Diversity for Lee Health. How did you, first of all, welcome to Lee Pitts Live.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
And tell us how you end up here in Southwest Florida.
Well, actually, I was recruited from Centera in Virginia Beach, Virginia area, where I ran the Cultural Diversity and Compliance Program. Florida was not on my bucket list, but once I got here and I met everyone, it was just absolutely wonderful. I said, this is where I'm supposed to be. Especially this time of the year, you really realize that you see all that snow up there now, Virginia Beach? Yes. How far is that from Newport Beach? You mean Newport News?
Newport News, right?
Only like 30 minutes.
Okay. The reason I say that because I had a friend who was from Newport News, and I always thought that was a crazy name for a place. I think Newport News.
It is. It is.
Well, we're so thrilled to have you here with Lee Health. And by now you realize that Lee Health is pretty prominent in our area.
Yes, absolutely.
How would you describe Lee Health?
Lee Health is actually the backbone of the community. Lee Health fosters diversity, inclusiveness. They have a culture of belonging where we want our patients to come in and know that you're welcome and want you to feel welcome so that we can provide the best care.
I see.
So Lee Health does a lot in the community. We do a lot of outreach. We partner with different health departments, different nonprofits, and we do all that we can in the community.
When you look at diversity and inclusion, what does that mean to you?
Strength. I believe that diversity is the strength of the community. The stronger the diversity, the stronger the community. It's when we all can come together and make a difference.
How long have you been at Lee Health now?
I've been at Lee Health for 8 months now.
8 months. What are some things that you're proud of right now that you've been able to accomplish or keep or build to even better awareness within the corporation?
Actually, I am leading leadership classes on diversity for our new and upcoming leaders. And currently we're on Forbes' list for the best places to work for diversity. And so my goal is to keep moving us up on that list.
How about upper management in terms of the diversity and inclusion movement? Is upper management on board with that, and do they stress it as well?
Yes, they do. They encourage it, they embrace it, and it's also now a part of our mission. Even when we go out to hire candidates for positions at Lee Health, we not only hire for talent, we hire for fit. We want people that are inspired by a purpose beyond themselves. So we expect them to have a purpose and a passion for caring for our patients and for health and healing.
Why is that important to the patients?
Well, diversity creates innovation, and it also creates healing for our patients. It gives them a sense of belonging. It makes them feel welcome, where they also feel safe.
I see. What is patient civil rights?
Patient care civil rights, under the ACA, when patients come to the hospital, we give them a copy of their civil rights. And within this document, it pretty much goes over their rights as a patient in our facility. And once they leave or while they're there, if they have any issues or preferences that were not met, there's a grievance process where they can reach out to us and say, hey, this need was not met. And there's a grievance process, and I usually oversee those and adjudicate and investigate, and to make sure that the patients are satisfied and their civil rights have not been infringed upon.
When you're overseeing that type of thing, how are you able to separate yourself from working for the corporation and then being unbiased in what you're observing?
Really from past experiences, from the ability to be able to balance both. When I walk into these situations, I'm looking at it from the patient's point of view, and to make sure that this patient got everything that this patient asked for, that all their needs were met, and that they were treated with compassion, and that they received the care and welcome that we expect from Lee Health. If not, I'm all about the patient.
I see.
I represent the patient.
One of the things that when I've talked to people from hospitals and we talk about diversity, and it was really eye-opening for me to realize that, hey, I never thought about various people may come into the hospital who have different cultures, religions, speak different languages.
Absolutely.
And doctors and nurses and healthcare providers need to be able to communicate with them. How does that happen at Lee Health? You have a network of people who speak various languages. Just unpack that for me.
Well, actually, I also oversee the language services department. We have full staff, full-time on-staff interpreters, and they speak several languages. And then we also have a video remote system, which we use for other languages that we do not have. And so we make sure that we're able to, we can communicate in over 260 different languages with our patients.
Amazing.
Including sign language. But we do get some indigenous languages that are coming in, new languages we've never heard of, so we're working towards those as well.
And are you available to come out and speak to various community organizations?
Absolutely, I would love to.
Okay, well, we're going to put you to work.
All right, now I'm ready.
Well, it's been a thrill to have you on the show, and we're looking forward to getting you back in the future. And just consider Lee Pitts Live a friend of everything we're trying to do. Okay?
Absolutely, thank you. Pleasure to be here.
All right, just stay right there. As the saying goes on this particular show, for those who say it can't be done, they're usually interrupted by those like Michelle and all the fine people at Lee Health who are doing it. We'll see you next week.
Lee Pitts Live is a Lee Pitts Enterprise production.